Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So first things first, I do want to apologize for the echo in this room. I know in my last video, I didn't realize it at first, but when I was editing, I was like, ooh, there's an echo in this room. And that's because there isn't like an actual rug in here. I did order one because obviously this isn't enough, this little like area rug. So there is a little bit of echo. So please bear with me. My next video, there should be a rug and you should get less of that echo. But anyway, today's video is super exciting because we are going to be doing a full face of SHEGLAM makeup. I went on the SHEIN website and I purchased a ton of makeup, pretty much everything for a full face except for a primer. I forgot the primer, but that's okay, we're gonna make it work. Upon getting the products in, I haven't touched any of these, I haven't opened, I haven't swatched anything. It's gonna be a pure first impressions, me to you. But upon like receiving the actual packaging in the mail and just kind of like opening the unicartons and like looking at everything, it looks super high quality and they're very inexpensive. Like I'm talking a lot of these, the majority of these are like $5 or less. And they're cruelty-free, the ingredients look good. So I am very excited about this brand. If it turns out to be great and they have great reviews online, I've seen a couple influencers talk about it. But if these products turn out to be great, then we might have a good winner on our hands. So I'm very excited. But yeah, if you guys want to see me dive in and try on a full face of SHEGLAM makeup, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you know when I post, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. So as I mentioned, I don't have a primer unfortunately, so I'm just going to prime very quickly. Today I am just going to, what primer should I use today? Let's take the I Heart Revolution Strawberry Whip Primer, keeping in with the affordable theme. I am just gonna go to lunch today with a friend that I haven't seen in literally years. I'm going to her wedding next month and I'm so excited. But now that I moved back in LA, like I'm trying to like see more of my friends who live here, who are from here. So I'm very excited. But anyway, let's go in with the first product. We're going to try these products in order of face application and then eye application. So I have my laptop right next to me. God, it's so nice again to have like a bigger vanity. Like I can put stuff on like my computer and whatnot and not have it be crowded and falling off. So the first thing that is actually I think the most expensive thing in this entire thing, but it's only $9, is the SHEGLAM Complexion Pro Long Lasting Breathable Matte Foundation. It's $9 and it's literally got 5 stars out of 10,000 plus reviews, 30 shades. It's got a really good shade range and everyone's saying it's really, really great. It's waterproof, sweat proof, free fragrances, packed with non-pore clogging ingredients, remains breathable, literally probably everything you would want in a foundation. It's got CBD oil, but it's lightweight, semi-matte, filter-like finish that's flawless yet natural. Look, it's even wrapped in like a little velvet thing. And it's a glass bottle, very, very beautiful packaging. Like the component looks very high-end and it's only $10. This is my Morphe M439. Let's see if it, oh my God, that looks, oh, that's like a perfect match. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy about that. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2 pumps like normal. Right away, I am loving this component. The pump is even and smooth. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna dot this in. Wow, this is like a perfect match. I am shocked right now. So yeah, it claims it's long wearing, waterproof, sweat proof. There's not really a scent. It honestly just smells like a regular foundation. I am really, really liking this right off the bat. They said it's a natural matte finish, so it's not gonna be like a matte, but I think they wanted to do that in order to be able to target as many people as possible. And I think regardless of whether or not you are oily or dry or normal or combo, you might really like this because as you can see, there's a little bit of luminosity on my skin just from the light reflecting off of it. So it's not like a matte, bone dry, like will suck the life out of your skin, which I don't necessarily mind that because I do have oily skin, but it's got a little bit of life to it. Like it's really a satin matte foundation. You guys know I pretty much only do 2 pumps and this is my face right now. You can see there is that like radiance. I would say this is definitely a medium to full coverage foundation. It's not a bone dry matte finish. It really truly is a semi-matte satin finish. So like I said, I think this could work for a lot of different skin types. I'm sure you could build it up. I'm gonna personally choose not to because I don't like too much foundation. I like targeting areas with like spot concealing, but thumbs up for this right now. Honestly, packaging A+, application A+, color match A+. The finish right now is an A. For now, I'm gonna see how it wears obviously throughout the day, and I can definitely do a check-in at the end of the day so you guys can see how it wore. So the next product we're gonna go in with is the SHEGLAM newly reformulated 12-hour full coverage concealer. It's also got 5 stars, more than 10,000 reviews. So it's a 12-hour full coverage concealer. I got mine in the shade Salad because it is the 3rd lightest shade and I wanted like a highlighting one. So it's a pretty standard packaging. I like the little like holographic detail. This retails for $4. So guys, this is like cheaper than like e.l.f. and Wet n Wild, or comparable to like e.l.f. and Wet n Wild prices. And you get like a standard kind of like flat doe foot applicator that has a lot of product on the wand, as you can see. So I have a good feeling this is gonna be nice to like swoop under the eyes. 12-hour production, medium to full coverage that corrects all unwanted imperfections on all skin tones. Lightweight, dries matte, super buildable. You can contour, correct, highlight, blah, blah, blah. Salad is described as a fair beige color, so fair skin with pink undertones. And yes, like I mentioned, everything's cruelty-free, which you guys know is my jam, and honestly the reason why I had to review this, because I was like, okay. So it looks very liquidy. Let's just go, ooh, oh my God, I love it. Okay, so the doe foot isn't like a flexible one, if that makes any sense, but the formula just looks so good and feels so nice to apply on the skin. But I'm just gonna take an Ulta Precision Foundation brush and I'm just going to blend this in. I did not get a spot concealer just because I wanted to test out the formula. Okay, that is blending out really nicely. I would say it's definitely more of a medium coverage. I don't necessarily think it's a full coverage, at least compared to like the e.l.f. Camo Concealer or the Tarte Shape Tape. I definitely think this is more of a natural concealer. You can definitely build this up, but it's blending out so beautifully. Like, I'm not cutting the footage, you guys can see like, boom, it's done. I think it does dry down to like a semi-matte finish, but it's not like a matte. It doesn't remind me of like the bulletproofness that like the e.l.f. Camo Concealer does. And I keep referencing that one because that one actually is more expensive than this, but it's very, very matte. Like that is probably the mattest concealer I own. I love it. It's one of my all-time favorites and I definitely recommend it, but this one is a little bit more flexible in terms of like not only coverage and formula, but also in terms of application. With the e.l.f. one, you have to set it down immediately, at least the regular matte original one. This one is a little bit more dewy and hydrating. I look very radiant on camera, but in person, I definitely look a little bit more matte. Maybe it's because the light reflecting in. So before we actually go in with powder, I am going to go in with blush and bronzer. Now, I know you're like, oh, why would you do that first? It's because these are liquid products. Now, the blush, I will say, is probably the first ever SHEGLAM product that I saw that kind of went viral on TikTok. And I'll show you guys in a minute. But I am so excited because I don't have a bronzer like this. This is a pure liquid bronzer and the packaging is absolutely beautiful. This is the Sun Sculpt liquid bronzer in the shade Golden Sun. And it's $5. There's 4 shades. This is like I think like the second darkest one out of the 4. Look at this packaging. Look how beautiful that is. And when I opened it up yesterday, I didn't swatch it or anything, but when I opened it up, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so unique. Look at that. It's like the little like spongy applicator just like dips right into this little thing right here. And that's how it like gets product out. You can see there's like a little like fresh little application on the wand. But I have wanted a liquid bronzer like this for so long. I know everyone talks about the Charlotte Tilbury ones. Obviously this is $5. We'll see if it's as good. It's bronzer and contour. Basically you can just dot it on your face. It'll give you that post-sun glow and coveted contour without the harmful rays and out of office days. That's super cute and we could all use that. What you can do is basically just dot it on your cheeks like so. Oh, actually this is pretty cool toned. And plus this application is so fun. I just love dotting. And I'm just gonna do the sides of my nose like this. I don't really contour my nose. I am going to just take a blender brush and just start patting this in. You can work this in with a beauty sponge. Oh my God, it smells good. It smells like chocolate. They weren't lying. I rarely cream contour. I wanna get more into it because I think the effects can be so beautiful. This is blending in so nicely. I probably will say the one thing that maybe, I don't know if it was intentional or not, is that it's not very pigmented. Like it blends out to be pretty subtle. So this is definitely something that you can build up or, as I said, layer. So this is it blended out on my hand. It looks nice, and it's definitely very blendable, but you can see it kind of fades a little bit. So I think I want to go in with a little more. And just a tip, when you do any kind of contouring like this, contour a little bit above so that you give yourself the flexibility to blend a little bit downwards, and you still get that chiseled look without, you know, obviously going below where you're wanting to. And of course you can always clean it up and carve out the area, but yeah. I will say pro, it's so easy to blend out. Like, I am having such a good time blending it out, but just, you're gonna have to layer it if you want to see a little bit of that result. But I don't think it looks muddy. What do you guys think? Okay, anyway, next up, we've got the Color Bloom Liquid Blush. This is the product that I've seen going around TikTok, or I used to see going around TikTok. I haven't really seen it that much lately, but this is in the shade Devoted. Nourishing ingredients like vitamin C, gel cream formula, sponge tip, infuses color effortlessly into your skin for a little plumping effect. Now, it's no secret that everyone's been into liquid blush, and this application, just like the bronzer, is that cute little like sponge tip. I'll do a little swatchy for you right here. I am loving these for like that nice kind of like easy flush. The application is fun, it's hydrating, it's liquid, it's like youthful. It's gonna give you that nice kind of like pinched, like rosy flush that I think everybody is so into these days. This is also $5. There's 8 shades. So we're just going to honestly just go all over. I normally apply my blush a little bit higher up, but I do kind of like blending it onto my nose for that nice little like youthful effect, if you will. But let's just blend it in. Oh my gosh. Yes. Like, I like concentrating the product on my cheek and up to give me that lifted effect. I guess I just do everything because I drag the excess like across my nose. So I really do like this blush. Okay, so I have been really loving the Rare Beauty blushes. These blushes right here, they're so beautiful. These are in the matte formula, and I only have the Rare Beauty matte formula, so I can't speak to how their like dewy liquid blushes compare, but this definitely would remind me more of the dewy formula. It doesn't dry down as quickly as the Rare Beauty matte ones that I have, but you can see that it just gives such a nice amount of color. Like, I definitely don't feel like I have to build this up as much. So I would say the liquid blush is definitely more pigmented right off the bat than the contour or the bronzer, even though they're like the same-ish formula or same concept, but wow. If you do plan on going over your cream products with powder, it's okay to get a little bit heavy-handed and to do a little bit more, because the powder will help veil that and tone it down. So, which brings me to the next product. This is the Insta-Ready Face and Under Eye Setting Powder Duo. Now, this comes in a few different shades. What I found really special about this product, upon learning about it, upon seeing it, is that it's a duo. This is $6.50, okay? There's actually 6 shades. I got the shade Toasted Almond. You guys know that I love to set my under eyes with a special under eye brightening powder, whether it's the Ofra Cosmetics banana powder or the Essence Brighten Up banana powder. I always go in with like a brightening under eye powder in addition to my face powder. So I love that this is so travel friendly because it literally is a 2-in-1. So this is the under eye powder. Now keep in mind, for all the different shades, the under eye powder color varies, as well as the actual powder. Like in this particular duo, why I opted for this was because the loose setting powder for your face looks like a nice kind of neutral color that would be good for my skin tone. And then the under eye powder is like the nice brightening banana shade. Woo! Which I thought would look so nice under my eyes. So for the under eye portion, I'm going to take an EcoTools brush. I'm just going to dunk it in there. Oh my God. You can see there's a lot of product on the brush, which is really nice. What I like doing is I like pressing it into the eyelid as well, because it helps set any creasing from my concealer. And it's basically like me priming for my eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna do the same on that side. The Ofra Cosmetics banana powder I think is so amazing because that truly like brightens and mattifies. There's no scent, not that I can smell. Just go down my T-zone area. Okay, so I do look very smooth. I don't look as matte as I would with like the Ofra one, but I mean, I definitely do look brightened and smooth, especially like right here. What do you guys think? So next up, I'm going to take the translucent powder side, which you can see right here. As I mentioned, it's like a flesh tone shade. Okay, nice, there's like a little stopper. So I'm actually just going to pour, can I pour this directly into the cap? Okay, yep. You can see it right there. There's the powder and the color. Let me swatch it a little bit. Okay, so it's definitely a very like peachy shade, but that's okay. So we're gonna go in with how I love setting my face, which is with a velour puff. I'm just gonna dip that into here. Wow, it is very peach-like. Oh, but on the skin, it doesn't translate that peachy. Right away, you can see how smooth this side looks compared to this one, like how mattified and like blurred it is. This is doing a great job at making my skin look very matte and settled. I would say the powder definitely is adding a little bit of color as I'm kind of like looking back. I just didn't want to get the translucent shade because I didn't know if there's going to be flashback, but I definitely wouldn't be opposed to getting it. I think this is a nice shade for me, but definitely if you are a little bit lighter than me, this is going to be too dark, but that's okay because there are other shades as well. Skin feels so soft. It doesn't blur the crap out of my skin, but I think it does do a great job. So I would say this isn't my favorite product I've tried so far, but it's really nice, and I definitely could see myself traveling with this for the fact that you do get like a 2-in-1 dry and loose powder, which I always like to travel with 2 powders anyway, so that's definitely super convenient. I don't want to knock the formula. I think it's just the color that's throwing me off, and that's not their fault. Like, I just chose to get the colored one. Okie dokie. Sorry, so now we're like done with the face stuff. We can move on to eyebrows. So I got the SHEGLAM Slay All Day Retractable Eyeshadow Pencil. Is $3, just like the e.l.f. Brow Lift, my favorite. It kind of reminds me of the ABH brow definer. It's got the triangular tip. Really nice packaging. You get a nice spoolie. Like this component literally is a dupe for the brow definer. I would venture to say they were very heavily inspired, which is not a bad thing. This is an iconic brow formula. I'm literally dying to go get another one of these. But anywho, let's swatch it. You definitely need to run it on your hands to warm up the product a little bit. You definitely have to press down on it to get a little bit of product. Okay, so let's just go in and see what I think. All right, so this is definitely not creamy, complete opposite of my favorite brow pencil, which is the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift. You do have to work a little bit to get payoff and color. But with that being said, oddly enough, it's not hard to blend out. I don't hate it. I like it. It's just not gonna be like a super quick, get the color down. Like, you're really gonna have to apply a little bit of effort. But with that being said, I still think the effect turned out pretty good. What do you guys think? I didn't buy a brow gel from them, so I'm just going to go in with the Mellow Cosmetics I don't think I bought a brow gel from them, and I'm just going to set my brows because this is just my normal process. I always go in with a tinted brow gel. $3, not bad. Do I like the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift better? Yes, but I can tell this is gonna be more long wearing because it's not as creamy. So you kind of get a pro and con, right? Like, the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift is much creamier, it deposits color quicker, you can glide it on, it's easier to correct the product. But this one, because it is more waxy, I feel like it will stay in place longer. Like, the color will just stay because it's not as slippery, if that makes any sense. But we'll see. Like I said, I'll do a check-in at the end of the day to show you guys. But anyway, time for the big kahuna. This is the SHEGLAM Smart Cookie Eyeshadow Palette. This is an all matte palette and it's $7.50. I don't have an all matte palette, so I figured it would be time. Look at this really pretty like shade range of neutral. So let's do some swatches. I haven't swatched these at all. Okay. Okay. Let's not swatch transition shades so we can see what's up. Okay, in the pan, right off the bat, when I'm swatching them, they don't feel as like creamy as like an ABH shadow or like a Violet Voss shadow or even like the e.l.f. Bite Size eyeshadow palettes, but they feel decent. I mean, it's $7.50. What can we truly expect? For the price, I think it's gonna be decent. All this to say, don't necessarily like let swatches kind of sway your judgment right away, like really try them on the eyes. So I'm just gonna do a really like natural look today. So I'm gonna start off by going in with this shade called Flower Power right here as my nice little kind of base in the transition. So there's a little bit of kickback, but I personally kind of like seeing that because to me that indicates it's picking up a good amount of product, and it usually means that it's going to be pretty pigmented on the eyes and blend out decently, which, yeah, that looks nice. You can already see a difference even though it's a subtle color between this eye and this eye. And I want to try the technique of like contouring your eyes. Maybe I will later. I'm just going to drag that up a little bit, like so. Deeper into the crease, I'm going to take the shade Churro, which is this matte brown shade right here. I love this as kind of like an everyday essentials, you know. Oh, wow, this one is extremely pigmented. I dipped it into the pan, you can see all the fallout that came out. So it should be pretty pigmented. Oh, okay. So that's definitely different from the first shade that we tried, and I don't think it's necessarily just because it's a darker color so you can see it. When I dipped in my first brush to this shade called Flower Power, I didn't get that kind of kick up. Definitely tap off your brush because you can build these up, but look, it's blending really nicely. And I'm using a ColourPop E9. I'm not sure if this is the E9, but it's like a synthetic taper brush. Yeah, you guys see, I didn't have to dip back in again. Like, I'm getting really nice pigment and a nice application. Oh, all right, and all matte looks are honestly what I've been into recently, and I've never used to be into them. There's something about like a nice kind of like flush cheek and a nice matte eye that I feel like, maybe that's just the trend these days, but I'm really enjoying it. So we don't have like an all over like shimmer shade. I'm just gonna brighten up the lid overall with the shade Fortune Teller right here. And you can see it picked up a really nice amount of pigment. So let's just see how it applies. Oh, yep, I'm loving that. I'm just going to kind of outline. The nice thing about doing an all matte look is that you don't have to worry about blending everything together so much because you're not gonna see like a harsh like line between the shimmer and the matte because it's all matte. So it fades really nicely into each other. Like I don't even feel like I have to blend out that outer corner. I'm just going to pat lightly. And then because I want to use as many shades as possible for this look, I'm going to take Devil's Food, which is like a true like dark brown. Like it's not a black, but it's a very dark, cool tone brown that could pass as a black. And I'm just going to use that to line my upper lash line. You can see, oh my God, I put my brush in like that. You can see the kick up. So I think the darker colors are a little bit more pigmented. Wow. This is like the classic like all matte look I would do if I were just going out, which I'm going out to lunch. So this is like very fitting. It's very easy, very effortless. And doing eyeliner with eyeshadow is one of my favorite things to do because it adds that nice pop to your lids without being too much. Okay, and then on my lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the shade Love Chip right here and just smudge that. Oh wow, this is pigmented. You can see the nice kind of like red pop. Okay, so that's it for the eyeshadow palette. I know it's a very simple, basic look, but again, this is like a nice, simple, basic palette. So great for fall, great for the everyday woman or boy. And so now we're gonna try the eyeliner because I got the eyeliner and the mascara. This is the SHEGLAM Expert Creamy Eyeliner and I got the black shade. So this retails for $3 and it's supposedly long wearing, high intensity color, easy to remove, features a unique waterproof film technology that allows formula to last on your eyes 10 hours smudge free. Nourishing botanicals and sodium hyaluronate, which is kind of like hyaluronic acid, keep your skin moisturized and helps with anti-aging. Okay, cool. So this, okay, so you gotta be careful because it can just fall out, but it is a retractable tip. Swatch it right here. Ooh, that feels really nice and creamy. Oddly enough, I feel that sometimes retractable liners aren't as creamy as regular wooden liners, which you would think the opposite, but maybe it's the whole essence eyeliner I love so much that kind of like put that in my head. And I'm especially intrigued by the waterproof film technology because I assume they developed that so that it can last on your waterline. So I am going to tightline my eyes with this. Oh, I am getting color right away, which is always a great thing. Sometimes you have to work a little bit. Not this, honey. It's working right away. Wow. Oh my God, I love that. And you guys can see like a little bit of a difference. I love tightlining my eyes because it really just makes your eyes pop a little bit and it gives you that kind of eyeliner standout effect without like seeing the harsh liner on top of your lid, which I think is awesome. So that is a thumbs up for me. $3, I think really, really amazing. Just don't like turn it around like this because it can fall out quite easily. But this is great. It's retractable. You don't need a sharpener. Great to travel with. Really creamy. $3. Cannot go wrong. I think this is a big thumbs up in my opinion. So now I'm just going to curl my lashes. I don't have an eyelash primer specifically from SHEGLAM, but I do have their mascara. This is $5. This is the all-in-one volume and length mascara. And I think this packaging is so innovative because look at this, guys. First of all, this is so cute. You get one side to be the lengthening side. So this is a side that's like a plasticky comb with really like narrow bristles to really help elongate your lashes. And then you get another side with the fatter, kind of natural, like better than sex-esque wand to help volumize. And you literally get a 2-in-1, which is awesome because so many mascaras tout themselves to be a lengthening and volumizing formula, like all in one, which is almost not impossible, but it's not gonna give you as much of a result as like literally 2 different kinds of wands would, right? So the fact that they put 2 on one product, I think is so cool. And I'm sure this is not the first time a company's done this before. Oh, it's waterproof, okay. Waterproof mascaras sometimes are not the easiest to take off, but it's okay. Long lasting, clump free, and you really can customize this. They're so right. So typically what you should do, or what I think you should do, is go in with the lengthening formula first. So we're gonna go in with this curved brush here, and typically a curved brush will also give you a nice curl as well. And we're just going to go in. Oh, okay. So right off the bat, I'm noticing this is definitely a softer formula than some other mascaras that I've used, but they probably did that intentionally. Like this on its own, the lengthening side on its own isn't gonna give you much impact. I think that's why obviously they probably designed it to use with the volumizing side. So not super impressed, but let's try the volumizing formula. I have a good feeling about this guy right here. Apply smoothly, buildable for multiple coats. I would agree. I would say this is buildable for multiple coats. You do definitely feel kind of when you go on top of the lengthening formula that your lashes are a little bit dry. Like they have the product on, which obviously would make sense because they do. Okay, I am liking that so far. What do you guys think? It's not a wet formula. It's not super duper black and dramatic like the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara or other mascaras that I've tried. But look, my lashes look so long and fluttery. I really do. Oh my God, I do really like it. I do really like it. It just dries out really quickly, so just be wary of that. And I have a feeling this probably is gonna be a formula that's not going to last a really long time in your collection. But who cares? Like for $5, like, let me get closer. Look at that. Oh my gosh. For you to be able to see my lashes like standing up is a big deal because I have straight lashes. And I know they're getting a little bit longer because I've been using my Grande Lash MD again, but you would definitely have to use both of these to get this effect. Well, obviously, I mean, I did use both of these to get this effect, but just the lengthening formula on its own definitely would not give you enough oomph unless you're looking for a really kind of like natural look. Anyway, I've been sitting here filming for like an hour, so let's just move on to, okay, actually, I'm sorry, let's go back in with the last face product. This is the SHEGLAM Metallic Glow Highlighter in the shade Solo right here. $4.50, guys, $4.50. It kind of reminds me of the Milani packaging. Look at that. There are 7 shades, really pretty colors. Ooh. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. Natural luminous glow. I was gonna say, okay, it looks more of a natural sheen right here, but that could be really, really beautiful depending on your vibe. I'm just gonna take my Real Techniques brush and just, and oop. Okay, that is a nice highlighter. It's definitely not super duper intense, but as you can see, you get a nice kind of glow as well. Let me highlight the collarbones. It's not emphasizing my texture. This is an A, $5, yes. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Last but not least, for lips, I got the SHEGLAM Matte Allure Liquid Lipstick in the shade Sugar. This is $4, and it is a matte lip. I love the packaging. I love like the frosted kind of bottle. The component looks so nice. Again, I mean, the whole thing, I was just looking, it's like about the brand SHEGLAM. It's crafted by the same makers as luxury brands, but with a price that everyone can get behind. And I 100% agree. But anyway, this is a really beautiful kind of rusty terracotta shade. Wow. Oh my God, this is the color that speaks to me. I love like a warm terracotta brown. I'm not gonna go with a lip liner because I didn't get a lip liner. Let's just go in. Oh. Wow. This doe foot applicator right away kind of reminds me of the concealer one. It's not gonna be super precise. Wow, this is so pigmented and it just feels like velvet when you're applying it on your lips. Okay, this feels so lightweight. This is my favorite kind of nude. I love this so much. And this formula feels like nothing on the lips. Like it feels like velvety and so like opaque and pigmented when you're applying it. But right now I don't feel like I have anything on my lips. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Let's see a transfer test. Barely any transfer. Just like on the inside of my lip where it's like moist. This might be my favorite thing of the entire video. Actually, that's a lie. There's so many good stuff. Okay, but anyway, let me just set my face. I don't have a setting spray and we'll be done. All right, everybody. So final thoughts from today's try on video. I've been here for over an hour, but I am so pleased with pretty much everything in this try on haul. The foundation was amazing. Concealer was really good. The powder, I think I just need to try another color because the tint is showing up more than I thought it would. You can kind of see the difference between like my neck and my face, but overall I think it gave it a nice filtered appearance. I would say everything in here was really, really, really good, especially for the price. It's cruelty-free, good ingredients, good packaging. Like they didn't cut corners with this launch and I'm wondering what their margins are, honestly. Well, I'm sure they're fine because literally hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, have gotten their hands on this. So I'm sure they're doing just fine. But for the quality and the price, I'm just blown away. I love the blush. I think it's amazing. The bronzer blended out really, really nicely. You just need to build it up, obviously, as I mentioned. Brow was nice. I'm really loving the color. Obviously, I'm curious to see how it stays put all day because it's not as creamy. The mascara, love it. You just need to do both of them, as I mentioned. Highlight is really beautiful. As you can see, it just kind of like sank into my skin. Lip color, I'm just dying over this lip color. I think it's so amazing. Eyeshadow palette, really, really nice. All matte palette, affordable. The thing is that like everything was so good, or at least good enough for the price. Like I can't be as hard on these products as I would be for something that's more expensive, but even if I didn't know the price point of these products, I would think they were all good. Like some of them I wouldn't think are exceptional, but for the price point, the fact that these are all less than $10 is what is incredible to me. Anyway, so I am just going to do a final check-in at the end of the day. I am going to go out to lunch now and I'll wear this out and then we can come back at the end of the day to see how it wore, because obviously we put on makeup so that I can wear for a decent long time. It's not supposed to just look good now. So yeah, I will see you guys in a little bit, we'll see. Okay.
Many hours later.
Hey everybody, okay, so we are wrapping up today. Oh, sorry, the lighting is really bad. I'm trying to like find a good like lighting situation for you guys, but obviously we don't really have any lighting anymore. So we are wrapping up today. I'm going to take a bath. It is 7 o'clock. I've had this on for 8 hours. And as you can see, it held up pretty well under a mask. Honestly, I have not put on any lipstick, any lip gloss at all since applying my liquid lipstick. Like nothing, not even lip balm. And you can see, obviously I've eaten, so it's faded a little bit, but wow, 8 hours of wear with literally no touch-up. Amazing. Literally my favorite thing of this entire look, honestly. I love my mascara. I think it looks really good. Brows, I really do like, actually, and as I predicted, they stayed on all day. Great color, didn't fade. Application is a little bit but the fact that the color lasted a long time is really what counts. Everything stayed intact pretty nicely. Eyeshadow is good. I wouldn't say it's great, but I would say it's definitely very, very solid. It's not the most pigmented I've ever used, but all of my initial thoughts that I had at the end of like the try on pretty much still remain. Obviously, I was out and about. It was really hot. I was like by the beach today, walking a lot, did some shopping, and so I was like sweating out and about with a mask on. So obviously there's a little bit of demarcation, but yeah, other than that, I don't look too oily, and I think this held up so nicely. All in all, I give this brand a big thumbs up. The fact that they can come out with products that are so affordable, cruelty-free, come in great packaging, last a really good time is honestly an A+. The only drawback is that you can only buy it online. So when it comes to shade matching and things like that, you kind of have to just like read the reviews instead of like going in and like touching it or whatever, looking at it yourself, like in person. But yeah, I mean, I thought I did a pretty good job of color matching, and not to say like, oh, I did a really good job. It's just kind of like using my knowledge of what my typical shades are and applying that to the online shopping experience. Like, it was easy for me to do, and it's not like I was thrown off. So if you're someone who like buys makeup online at Ulta or Sephora, what I'm saying is that you're not going to get so thrown off by like their process. It's not like you buy something there, it shows up completely different in person. That's it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really enjoyed my makeup today. I love how it wore. The blush, you can see, is still on and strong. It has not faded, so I love the blush. If I had to pick like my favorite things, I really like the foundation. I love the lip color. I love the blush. The mascara is good. Honestly, everything is good. Even the brows, like I am really loving how my brows still look. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried any SHEGLAM products, what brand you want to see me try out next. Let me know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.